Hello everyone, this is Lupin and I'm back with Hand of Fate 2. Okay, so like I said last time, I'm going to try working on companion cards now, and if you read the title of this video, you'll know that this one is about Malaclypse. This will be a lot of edited together segments, so let's begin. Actually, I haven't even made any progress on Malaclypse's first card, which is Malaclypse's Problem. And I'm looking at the wiki to figure out exactly what I need to beat it, because, you know, it's a little more efficient that way. So, let's see, is everything recording? Looks like it. I haven't actually connected this, my console in a while. Okay, yeah, everything seems good. Testing. Okay, so, I have Malaclypse's Problem right here. Also, I decided to try... maybe I'll get Forgotten Dreams, because I included this, because I read that you get the shard for Forgotten Dreams by replaying a platinum encounter, so I figure, why not? Okay, so let's try this. And I think I understood the requirements for getting the token on this card. Like I said a very long time ago, companion-specific cards are cards that progress a companion story. And you need to have that same companion with you in order to actually do those cards. You can tell a companion card because, well, I pointed out before, see that little yellow stripe in the corner of the card up there, Whispers to the West? That's what's called the dealer's mark. That denotes a challenge-specific card. So this card is unique to this particular challenge, the Magician. Well, companion-specific cards have similar markings, except they're individualized for each different companion. So, Malaclypse's cards will have that little mark in the upper right corner that you see on Malaclypse's actual character card. See it? Okay, good. Stonemason for gold. Okay. General store. Moving on. Okay. Dang it. Bingo! You wake up sometime later with no idea how much time has passed. And I got the shard. Hi, Array. Yeah, no, I don't have any curses. Sorry, but I'll get some later for you to deal with. Trust me. That's another shard down. And finally, here. Find him sitting on a blanket by the sewer gates. You can't tell whether he's a... This is Malaclypse's associate. You can't tell whether he's a goblin, a human, or an animate pile of greasy rags. I know I've read this before, but it's been so long, I'll read it again. A few wilted daisies and duckweed tied with rope are flopped on the ground around him. Mark! Mark! Malaclypse calls to the creature, arms outstretched. I have a favor to ask of you, my handsome friend. The greasy goblin man raises a hand to stop the bard's prattle. 10 gold first, you know that. Malaclypse looks at you expectantly. You pay him. What, you expect me to pay? I'm a wandering minstrel, I'm broke. Give him 10 gold. Malaclypse steps forward as Merc counts the coins. Merc, old bean. The bard looks furtively around before quickly waving his shoulder. I require help in removing a certain illness. A certain illness? Insert your own commentary here. Merc considers Malaclypse for a while. That kind of information costs more than a few coins. You sputter indignantly. Yeah, no, I've got a lot of money. I will require a test of skill from her. He turns and points at you. Pick a flower and eat it. The greasy florist displays his meager wares. Malaclypse nods as if this were a fair request. Okay, now, I think it doesn't really matter, in terms of getting the token, it doesn't really matter what option you pick as long as you win. Okay, so, let's see. For those of you that want to know, let's see, eat. If you fail at the daisy, well, if you win at the daisy is a life pain card. Let's see. Let's see. The Forget-Me-Not is nothing, and the Luminous Purple Flower is a gold gain card. Let's see how this works. Luminous Purple Flower is a burnt texture. Do I risk it? Oh. I'm risking it. Cross your fingers, everybody. Bingo!
Victory. You are learning.
Those of you that crossed your fingers, thank you. Okay. Still recording? Yes. How long have I been going? 16 minutes. Mark watches eagerly as you begin to choke. Malaclypse, for his part, shows some sign of concern. Gee, thanks. Your eyes bulge in water. Suddenly, someone begins slapping you hard on the back. You cough, and a hard lump falls up from your mouth. It's a solid gold statue of Mark. Ugh. And I got my money back. Yay. Malaclypse cheers while you catch your breath. Mark nods, happy with the results. He beckons Malaclypse closer. Of those of us left, you should seek Ira of the Vale. She may know something of the cure. Last I heard, she is hiding out in the underneath.
Well done.
Yay! Step 1 in the companion card. First companion card? Done. Oh no, not her. Malaclypse straightens his neck shawl nervously. The greasy goblin man giggles maniacally. Yes, her. She'll likely eat your bones before she lets you speak. What did you do to her? Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a business to run. With that, Malaclypse's associate turns away and hurls a bouquet at a shocked passerby. Flowers! Flowers! Fresh flowers! Buy 'em or I'll eat your eyes! You have a good sales pitch. And apparently a good pitching arm, too. Yay! Oh, this is a great run. Ring the bell. And I'll be right back. Okay. Let's unlock this token. This token's been sitting around for so long. For convincing Merc to help Malaclypse, you get The Underneath, or Malaclypse's Story, Part 2. Out of, let's see. So, Malaclypse's arc here with these companion-specific cards is about 5 cards long. I know that might be a little bit of a spoiler, but you're going to see them anyway, so I don't really see a point. I mean, you could easily just skim the video and, well, maybe not easily, you wouldn't be able to tell, but whatever. There are going to be 5 of these cards, and this is the second one. So that is probably also the length of all the other companion-specific arcs. You know, these sets of companion-specific cards, whatever. We got the Underneath. I got the Underneath. Whatever. Black. Okay, and I'm back, and I did a little looking. The Underneath is actually a very complex card with lots of variations, or at least, well, I think I saw how to beat it, at least I think, yeah. It might not be 100% clear, but this is what I'm taking along. The underneath, yeah, you can no longer do Malaclypse's problem because that's plot related, so that card is actually no longer available for you to use. Instead, you have the underneath. I'm taking along these cards for specific reasons, and I will get to that when I get to the underneath. I also packed along this thing to see what it is. It's an artifact, if I didn't mention that already. Okay, so I'm just going to do this again. Alright. I mean, this sounds simple. Okay, food wagon.
Mages are hard to eradicate
Oh,
at the
no.
best of times. We have our ways of hiding from the light.
Oh, great. I'm gonna have to start this over. Following Malaclypse's cryptic directions, many of which involve borrowing farm animals, you arrive at the edge of a vast and lonely lake. Borrowing farm animals? What kind of directions are you giving? There, you uncover a cave entrance blocked by a stone door. Open sesame? No? Okay, fine. Apparently it's not that cave. We must seek out Ira of the Veil. We must seek out Ira of the Veil in the underneath, the bard had explained, as you followed a frightened cow around the previous night. Ask why he's seeking Ira of the Veil. Malaclypse drops his wine bottle nervously and forces a loud and hearty laugh, completely ignoring your question. Of course. The bespectacled ogre manning the door to the underneath doesn't look up from his book as you approach. 15 food items per entry, he grunts. Malaclypse scoffs. Robbery! You were trying to hustle us, sir. I'll have you know that I can shoot lightning from my fingertips! If you could do that, you probably would have done it earlier. And if you can't do that, can you do it now? You can do that in combat. No? The doorkeeper sighs. Times are hard for us, Mel. You'll see when you get in there. So, apparently the number... Yeah, you need food to get into this thing. And that number in the article is actually described as X because the number is variable. It is actually anywhere between 15 and 20. Leave. Malaclypse tries to wheedle his way in, but the ogre merely grips his club threateningly, and he desists. Dang it. Time to do this over. That's why I brought along all those cards that give food, because of that. Let's try this again. Another roll of the dice. As long as it's not picking cards out. General store, buy food. I was afraid I was going to lose. I was going to be under 20 food by the time I got to the underneath. Continue. 15 food items per entry, he grunts. Malaclypse scoffs. Okay. Pay 15 pieces of food. It's not good food, but it is food. The ogre places his book down, and with a mighty push, the stone door rolls open. A narrow tunnel takes you deep below the earth, opening into a vast limestone cavern. Twinkling on the edge of an underground lake lies a small shantytown, red lanterns lining the quiet streets. Malaclypse leads on. Welcome to the underneath, coin slave. I'd forgotten that he called me that. Since the bothersome Empire edict, we've had to hide away in places like this. And by we, he means magical creatures and magic users. Remember, they're persecuted. This used to be quite the hub of activity, but now he surveys the silent streets grimly. I guess the Empire is increasing its forces. Oh. A few mages eye you suspiciously as they pass by. Now, you have 4 options here. Peruse the stores, enter the Devil's Ears Tavern, find Malaclypse's contact, Ira, or leave the Underneath. Now, each one of these has there are lots of things you can do in the Underneath. It's very complicated, lots of twists and turns. However, if you want the token, you need to go straight for Ira, which I will do now. I mean, I could explore the rest of the Underneath, but since this I'm focusing on companion cards, I really don't want to have to try to do this again. Malaclypse leads the way through the dim, lonely streets to Ira's house. You can hear screaming coming from within. Oh, that's not good. And this is the lady that his goblin friend told him would probably eat his bones. A woman in robes adorned with silver ornaments greets you at the door. Mark said you would be coming, begging for help. Regardless, you are late. Did he have an appointment? Malaclypse bows with a grin. I have an illness. I am hoping to purchase a cure. Ira of the Veil frowns for a bit, before nodding and letting you into her house. Yeah, he's sick with something, but what is it? I wonder. You enter the sitting room, and the source of the wailing is made clear. A man is locked in a cage, crying in fevered agony. Sores of corruption fester on his body. Oh no, he's got the zombie plague. Without warning, she opens the cage and the man rushes at you. But with surprising strength, Ira subdues the mad, writhing creature. This is the mage Cohen. He thought he could fight off the corruption, but he could not. Ira watches Malaclypse carefully as Cohen's cries get more and more guttural. What should I do with him? The bard looks away, disgust and fear on his face. He appears close to passing out. She nods before turning to you. What will you do? I think this is how you get the token? It's not exactly clear with the spacing. I think... No, I think this is the correct option if I'm reading this correctly. She throws the creature... Keep him locked up. She throws the creature back into the cage and locks the iron gate. Then you wait. Malaclypse makes a feeble joke about going to get some candied buns for the show, but a withering glance from Ira convinces him to stay. The imprisoned mage begins to deteriorate quickly. The sores of corruption spread across his body, and blood begins to pour from his mouth. As he throws himself at the cage for the upteenth time, you know no shred of humanity remains. Ira flings an enchanted shard of ice from her hand into the corrupted mage's throat, killing him instantly. You are too weak. She glances at Malaclypse, who is staring wide-eyed at the dead mage. The both of you. With that dealt with, Ira begins tinkering at a table strewn with dead and shiny things. I do have a cure, but as you know, nothing comes free with our kind. She taps silver dust from a bottle. Save the stolen mage children for me, and I will give you the cure. The what?
Still, what secrets does your companion hide from you?
Well, we'll find out. And token acquired. Nice. Those Empire, I don't want to say it, have taken them to some walled fort in the docks of the city. City with a capital C, mind you. And you'd better hurry. Ira smiles at Malaclypse. That illness can't be held at bay for much longer, I'd wager. The bard avoids her gaze. Ask what the illness is. Ira laughs. He hasn't told you. Then it's not my place to say, but know this, friend of Malaclypse. If he doesn't find a cure soon, you are in grave danger. Gee, I wonder what it could be. You guys have any guesses? Nonsense! Malaclypse stands, unstopping a wine bottle nervously. and you'd better hurry. Okay. Ask how Ira knows Malaclypse. Yeah, what is it with you two? He was my lover when I was young and stupid. Ira says matter-of-factly. Oh, ex-girlfriend, huh? Well, that explains a few things. Nonsense, Malaclypse shouts. Why, I'm alluring at all ages. You'd be glad to have me still. Ira gives Malaclypse a severe look, and he balks, cowering in his seat. Yeah, you keep telling yourself that, Mal. Keep telling yourself that. Leave Ira's house. Malaclypse seems eager to leave. A few mages eye you suspiciously as they pass by. Oh, I suppose. I already got the token. Peruse the stores. Among the abandoned stalls, you find an ancient-looking shop front. Through red lantern light, you read, Leelot's Oddments. Use stones. Directions. There are also signs pointing out a path to curses, blessings. You follow the sign through the lonely streets until they lead you to a sizable hill of colorful rags where you believe a market once stood. An elderly woman climbs from the pile. Blessings? Curses? You don't need either of them. I'll trade you all of them for this shiny rock. She offers what looks like a polished river pebble. This smells like a scam. And also, with this shiny rock, maybe you can help out a Nigerian prince. Walk away. Well, I'll be here. The shopkeep sinks back into the pile of rags from which she came. Aww, I don't get to scam someone? Bummer. Sinks back in. Kinda reminds me that, well, I didn't get to that part of Persona 5 Royal, whatever, yet. Okay, back to the town center. Actually, Leelot's odd. Malaclypse sniffs and backs away. I'm not allowed in there after I stole all those stupid pebbles. It lets you go on ahead. With a jangle, you enter the dusty store. You find it filled, shelves, baskets, glass cases, with rocks of various shapes and sizes. The wizened shopkeep, Leelot, peers over the counter at you. Inquire about used stones. Leelot lights up at the suggestion. The shopkeep looks around fondly at the stones. What would you like to buy? Everything is 20 gold apiece. Inquire about something else. Directions. The wrinkled shopkeep unrolls a dusty map. Ask where the nearest trader is, nearest fight is. Inquire about something else. Okay. Back to the town center. Devil's Ears Tavern. Malaclypse breathes in the heady scent of berry wine, smoke, and feathers. Ah, the Devil's Ears. My home away from home. I never really got down to an actual voice from Malaclypse. I mean, I guess I could try imitating the voiceover work. He pulls out a lute and leaves to serenade the pretty bartender. She tries her best to ignore him. A decrepit hag nurses a smoldering pint glass at one end of the bar. Alone in a corner, a hooded figure lurks unmovingly. I'm just gonna leave. Ira of the Vale finds you again, just as you begin your ascent. Mal? The bard turns around. You catch a glimpse of hope in his eyes. She avoids his gaze. Take the children to the madmen near Forced Ford. They run an orphanage. I fear it is no longer safe here. And that's the underneath. Okay, so I'm just gonna... And how long have I been recording? 47 minutes. That's not good. I mean, that's pretty long. I may have to stop soon. Okay. The next step in the quest, in the story, is The Stolen Ones. Ooh, where we rescue mage children. That sounds really serious. As that chord of the piano implies. Okay, let's see. What is involved in this one? Hold on, I'll be right back after I do some looking. Okay, and I'm back. I'm looking through the article. Actually, the Stolen Ones is an article that has lots of blanks in it, so I don't know if I'll end up actually filling in some of those blanks. I mean, actually showing the blanks on screen. It depends on the luck. But it's also kind of long and complicated. Okay, so it also involves a few gambits. Ugh. A variety of gambits. Yeah, you'll see. Ugh, this is gonna be a pain. Okay, so here's what I'm taking. Encounters. Didn't really change much. Didn't really see a need to. Here's what I'm taking here. Okay. And again, I'm using the Magician as usual because it's a small challenge. It's a small challenge, and it's greater odds of quickly finding the encounter I'm looking for. I hope you guys have learned at least that from, if anybody's actually watching these videos, that if you want to look for encounters or, you know, activate new cards, the Magician is good for that. Let's see, what is this? Amicitious Spirit. Artifact. Invigorate ally. Fully heal or revive your companion and recharge their ability when activated. Ooh. Potion artifact. 10 fame required, 4 uses. Okay. That's good to know.
Children are always the ones to suffer most. They have an excessive capacity for it.
Yeah, that's just... that's a really depressing statement, but I'm having a hard time arguing with it. The Stolen Ones. You linger near a fort in the abandoned docks of the great city. Which city? Gotham? Metropolis? Domino City? I don't know. Malaclypse slides out of an alley and strokes his mustache. Well, coin slave, the Empire has the stolen mage children hidden away in there. Now, I'm not fond of children, as you well know. You recall the time when Malaclypse was asked to relinquish his last sweet roll to a crying child. He refused. But Ira won't give me the cure if we don't rescue them. You are a terrible person. He outlines the plan to you. It is worryingly brief. These forts are all interconnected, so even if we defeat one lot of guards, they're bound to call reinforcements. We'll have to get in and out quick. Defeat 2 steel monsters within 60 seconds. Ah! Okay, got it? Malaclypse has drawn a helpful diagram in the dirt. The self-portrait is particularly generous. Ask about the plan again? Malaclypse sighs dramatically. We want to find out where these mage children are. Then we'll have to fight our way out, quickly. Why they would want to kidnap mage children? We're evidence that the old world even existed, and they don't like that. What's the plan again? No, find a way in. Here we go. Oh no. Oh no. Let's see if this was actually something covered in the wiki. Let's see. This text doesn't match. That's interesting.
Ho, 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 you make up, poor
I didn't read it.
Apprentice.
Well,
Cultivate
you read it.
focus.
Basically, I think the gist of it was intruders. Now it's even tougher. Malaclypse swears as you skulk back to the alley. Through here! You see him disappear into a sewer grate. You follow before the soldiers find you. Defeat 3 steel... Oh boy. The rough stone walls of the narrow passageway grate against your skin as you feel your way through the sewers. You stumble blindly into Malaclypse and clumsily plunge into the water. Yuck. The commotion rouses a group of corrupted creatures taking refuge in the sewers. They don't take kindly to your intrusion. Oh, joy.
By sea and sun, fate and fane!
Yeah, that's right. This weapon makes that ding sound when the weapon ability is ready. Nothing else does that. The final monstrosity falls, gurgling. Malaclypse gazes at the bodies with a troubled look in his face. This one is wearing a necklace. Looks like a family heirloom. Well, that's sad. The bard, usually fond of looting and stealing, doesn't allow you to touch the necklace. You peer up at the access tunnel. It is set too high into the wall. You won't be able to go back that way. Find a way out? Oh no. Malaclypse beckons you to a wrought iron gate. If I'm not mistaken, and I never am, how dare you question me, this will take us directly into the fort. You allow him to go first. You leave the moisture and murk of the sewers behind you. Yuck. But not the diseases. You find yourself in a cellar. There are wine caskets, jars of pickled vegetables, and a sizable iron cage wreathed in pulsing light. Within the cage, the missing mage children huddle, unsure of your intentions. Malaclypse reaches for a heavy lock upon the cage, on the cage's gate. Blech. It sizzles, and he drops it quickly. By Freda skirts, that burns! He presses a long metal implement into your hand and steps back. You tentatively touch the lock. It doesn't burn you. You attempt to pick the lock. Oh no.
The pendulum swings like a scythe, bearing hope or failure. Nicely timed.
Thank you. With a click, the lock pops open and clatters to the floor. Okay, children. Malaclypse awkwardly pats one on the head. Your mother and I are going to kill the bad men. You stay here, unless we die, in which case, you're on your own. The children nod, numb with terror. You sneak up the stairs and survey the scene before you. The soldiers mill about the fort's courtyard. Malaclypse draws his spellbook. I have an incantation that will covertly teleport a few soldiers far away from here, potentially to their deaths, but I'll require some of your blood. And Malaclypse do his blood magic, fight the soldiers, ask why he needs your blood. Ah, these are spells I rarely use. I need blood magic to be able to perform them. The bard notes your raised eyebrow and clenches his arm defensively. Not me! I'm a gentle flower! Besides, look at you! You're simply bursting with blood! You... One of these days, Mel. One of these days. Yeah. That's it. Your blood drips onto the rune-lined page.
Here we see yet another wheel, each different, yet each bearing their own similarities.
Oh no. Dang it. I didn't want to redraw. Malaclypse attempted
Oh,
projectiles flies off in the
Move
wrong
faster
direction.
next time.
Thankfully, nobody notices. I can't see anything. No, not again. Ugh. Last one. I can't see anything. So. Dang it! Stupid Mal! Ugh! One more time. Shadows envelop a group of soldiers patrolling near the wall. They tumble to the ground before vanishing from sight. Malaclypse draws... Okay, this is the last one. Oh no. Oh, what now? Malaclypse accidentally
Perhaps
sets
you
the
should
barrel
have
beside
taken
you on
your
fire.
time.
A loud and fiery beacon. Shout of intruder echoes around the fort. I couldn't take my time. I couldn't see a blasted thing. It was spinning so fast. So what was the point? Well, here we go. I don't like this one very much. Can you tell? One. Am I gonna do it? Hopefully. Yes! Whew. Good. That's card number 3 done, I think. Hopefully. Hopefully. Please say yes. Say yes, game. Not bad, all told. Malaclypse states anticlimactically. I'll go fetch our little bundles of joy, shall I? Yeah. The bard comes striding up the stairs, plucking his lute, the frightened mage children following behind.
The children are safe. They will be the mages of tomorrow.
And that's great. It is. And that's card 3 done. So, 2 more. Now, onward, children! Malaclypse covertly leads the children onto a covered barge by the docks. Onward, to your new home with the madmen of Forstford. The children glance at you in alarm as they meekly duck into the boat. Yeah, I'd be a little worried too. Okay, so no. What else did I pack in this thing? Nope, I'm just gonna forfeit. Let's see what I got. Okay. For rescuing the mage children, you get the Madmen. Ooh. Okay, everybody, and I'm back. So last segment. I'm not doing all these segments on the same day, so last segment I got the Madmen. That's the next part of Malaclypse's story. So I looked on the wiki. I had the article open, just looked at it a little bit. It doesn't look like it's too complicated. Well, it is a little complicated with lots of nested differences, but it's not hard. And some of you might think it is maybe a little bit cheating to, you know, be looking at the wiki when I do these things, but I don't know. I kind of know what these are like to begin with, and you know, I'm trying to get these done in a single video, and if I can maybe cut down on some of the attempts, like if I completely fail to get the token, if I could cut down on that a little bit, that would be good. That'd be good for the editing process, you know, so anyway. Another run of the Magician to make this faster. And if you remember, well, I would have just finished the stolen one, so you don't really need a reminder. That's right. So, food. Not it. So I'll edit this stuff out.
They say madness can be a blessing. Not I, however. I would never be so thoughtless.
Okay, finally got to this card. Had to go to the next level, but here we go. Malaclypse's story, part 4. The Madmen. The journey comes with some confusion regarding logistics and food. What do children even eat? Malaclypse had cried. In the end, you managed to bring the mage different... Sorry, my nose. In the end, you managed to bring the mage children safely to the madmen near Forced Ford. That always trips me up. Their home is an ominous building with high gates, barred windows, and faint screaming coming from within. It passes as an asylum disquietingly well. Was this really such a good idea? Right, we'll just drop these little munchkins off and be on our way to get that cure. Malaclypse leads your ragtag bunch to the main door before turning to you and saying seriously, please perform the secret knock. What secret knock? Well, let's just try this. Is this a secret knock? Wrong, Malaclypse shouts. Then he merely pushes open the unlocked doors. You are met by 2 tall men, identical twins, dressed in patterned nightgowns. Ira of the Vale told us you'd be coming, one of the twins says. I'm Barry, and this is Mary. They call us the Madmen, but it is only a name. They shove you aside and hurry the children indoors. We're good sorts, aren't we, Barry? His twin nods as he brushes the children's hair and hands them nightgowns. Yes, indeed, but sometimes I forget we're merely acting and I do mad things, like setting that farm on fire. Oh dear. Keeps the rabble off our trail, though, don't it? Mary nods as he brings out a plate of warm spiced breads. As the children warily settle down to eat spiced breads and butter, Mary asks you for a favor. We will need your help. We will need your help. Help? They evac. Let's see if I can do this. We'll need your help clearing out this place. Hasn't been an orphanage for a long time, has it? Not fit for children. The monsters are and the burning room, Mary. Barry nods while cutting carrots. Extinguish the burning. You have to do both of them, so extinguish the burning room. As you approach the stairs, a man in rags rushes past you and barrels into an adjacent room. He peers out at you with mad eyes. That'd be Frida, Mary says behind you. Wait, so am I supposed to be doing like... Do they have like a Cockney accent or something? Or... Because they didn't pronounce the H that one time, but that's not... I don't know. He kept trying to climb Forced Ford's clock tower, so they sent him here. He's harmless. Frida slams the door closed, then open, then closed again. Okay. You arrive at the burning room. The room is literally on fire. The room is literally on fire. Everything has been reduced to ash inside. Somehow, magic is keeping the fire contained within. Walk in? You stride confidently into the fiery room and are immediately engulfed in flame. Malaclypse bursts into laughter. Ow, 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 this is not a good idea. Ow. You back into the room, patting frantically at the spot fires on your arms and legs. Ow, ow, put me out, put me out, put me out! Anyone remembering that moment from the Muppet Christmas Carol? You know, like the tail, not the rat, like the tail, not the rat! That one. Ask Malaclypse what to do. The mage shrugs. Perhaps that's the answer? He points to a chubby, lizard-like creature the size of a small dog. It watches you cautiously from the corner of the room. A fire salamander. A hatchling at that. I'd have thought them long extinct. Apparently not. Trying to placate the flame creature. Oh, joy. This is gonna go badly. Oh, yeah. The little lizard panics. Its cheeks bulge and it glances about. There shouldn't be a comma after that. See? About, comma, furtively? There shouldn't be a... whatever. And it glances about furtively. Suddenly, it belches fire over you and your companion, singeing your hair and eyebrows. Ah. Ow. Try again. You coo and offer cake to the fat little lizard. Aww. Intrigued, it waddles over to the doorframe, licking its lips. You notice the flames recede as it approaches. The fires have been extinguished, but the room continues to smoke and smolder. Let's see. Okay. Ah! Here is where there's a blank. So, let's fill it. What do I do now? Let's not just walk in after what happened last time. The mage shrugs. It's the same thing? Okay. Okay, I guess I just walk in. With the salamander calmed, the flames recede and the room becomes cool enough to enter. The chubby creature clambers up your leg and snuggles into your arms, gibbering softly to itself. Aww. Can we keep this thing? The little beast gags and convulses in your arms until, with a tiny squawk, it coughs up an item that drops painfully onto your toe. Okay, maybe keeping this thing isn't such a good idea. Ow, my toe! Okay. Ah, this can reflect. Good. Well, if I was going for the Marksman's Bane token. I got Marksman's Bane, I think. Yeah, that would have been off screen. I don't think I'm going to end up using it, but whatever. On the advice of Malaclypse, those ones are prone to spontaneous combustion. You release the little creature outside. Definitely a good idea to get rid of it. It gives your palm a warm little lick before it patters away to the cliffs nearby. Away, away with you. Light someone else's place on fire. With that dealt with, you return to the kitchen. Mary boils sheets in a massive steel vat while his brother prepares radishes for the stew. Their tummies full of warm bread, the children find comfortable spots around the kitchen to nap. Go kill the monster. Barry leads you down to the cellar door. It's in there. I've had to resort to going down to town to buy our pickled vegetables. They scream like banshees when I ask them what blood they pickled them in. They scream like banshees when I ask them what blood they pickled them in, though. The blood of vegetables, that's what. Barry closes the door behind you. You follow the steps deep beneath the fortress until you find yourself in an underground cave. You hear a guttural moan. Oh boy. A terror. Oh, just a terror of blight? Just one terror of blight? Well, that's not scary.
Every time I visit this place, I end up doing stupid things.
Gotta remember I can do finishers manually. You poke at the dead thing to see if it holds any treasure, but find nothing of value. Oh, that's terrible. Malaclypse rubs his shoulder nervously as he gazes into the creature's cold, dead eyes.
Nicely done.
And there's the token. With the problem resolved, the madmen insist you stay for supper. Seated on opposite ends of a comically large dining table, you shout conversation at each other. Malaclypse takes quickly and jovially to the shouting. Ask how they know Malaclypse. Yes, Malaclypse stole some scrolls from the orphanage once. The bard chokes into his bowl. The madmen seem nonchalant about the transgression. You were just a boy, but it doesn't make it right. We'd like those scrolls back sometime. Great. And I bet they'll have you pay a late fee, too. With the problems resolved, the madmen... Okay, back to that. Ask their opinion of the Empire. General Calamity, isn't it, Barry? General Calamity, isn't it, Barry? Mary shouts as he hands out hunks of bread. Barry nods. I wouldn't think they were so bad, if only they didn't try to kill us. They didn't try to kill all us magic folk. Not to mention what they did to those poor lizard men. Lizard men? Those were one of the enemies from the original Hand of Fate. Aww. I remember, Barry continues, when my silk trader was a lizard man. Now they're all dead, except for the bloke hiding in the city. Aww. Weren't! Malaclypse bellows back. Weren't the lizard men wiped out centuries ago? Barry scratches his crooked nose. At least you think he did. He's so very far away. Yes, it has been a while, hasn't it? I like these two. They're silly. Compliment the stew. You yell across the table that the stew is delicious. What? Mary shouts back. She says there's too much carrot in the stew. Malaclypse joins in. The madmen look at each other, confused. No, we can't marry you. Yes, I will marry you, Malaclypse replies. He reaches for his lute. It's real armskirk. It's real armskirk wood. Thank you for noticing. Finish eating supper. As you finish your stew, Malaclypse brings out his lute. After the second song, the madman politely suggests that it's time for you two to leave. The children giggle at the bard's silent indignation. Enough of that.
You have proven yourself worthy.
Could work with this, but no. With the mage children peering out behind them, the madmen near Forced Ford wave goodbye from the front door. As the door closes, your companion collapses on his hands and knees, blood oozing from his mouth. Oh boy. He pulls himself wearily to his feet and groans, "This cure can't come soon enough, Coin Slave." Can't we be on a first name basis or something other than Coin Slave? Okay, and here's the token. For making the Madmen's Orphanage livable for orphans, you get the cure. Alright, good. Okay, so one more run of the Magician, and this should be done. Let's see if I can actually win at this card the first time round. I don't know.
Now
Here
we
we
see
go.
how this tale ends.
Here we go. It took a while for me to find it. Because I knew it probably wasn't in the top right corner, because that's usually where the end of this challenge is. Whew. Okay, I got Marksman's Bane off screen. I think that will be off screen. I got it off screen again, I should say. So this is the last card in Malaclypse's story. The last of his companion-specific cards, so let's read. Malaclypse's condition worsens on your journey back to the Underneath. He must stop often for rest, and his usual chatty lute playing is replaced by a somber silence. Oh. Finally, you arrive at the familiar stone entrance by the lake, but the doorway is wide open, and the bespectacled ogre is lying in a pool of his own blue blood. That's not good. The ogre wheezes. Get away. Four of Skulls? Are you telling me that an ogre was taken down by 4 little skeleton people? That doesn't seem right. Just got to jump on him.
I do to save my own.
So, do they only revive once? I guess. Well done. A robed woman, draped in bone charms, rounds the corner. A necromancer! You must be Malaclypse, and you his mercenary companion. I was warned about you. You're the protagonist. Although, to be perfectly honest, that doesn't really bode well for me, does it? No. Necromancer of Skulls. She bows mockingly. Have you come to stop me from ending the lives of the little rats who scurry in this sinkhole? Let's check out her card. I don't think I did that the last time I encountered one. Temperance. That's it. Necromancer of Skulls. If I recall correctly, in an earlier version of this game, it was just labeled Necromancer, I think. And later on, they updated the art and the game so that the card read Necromancer of Skulls, so it's part of the Skulls suit. If I recall correctly. Undead. Enemies from the Undead faction. Weak against Holy, immune to bleed. Yeah, what I was thinking about when I was getting the cards for this challenge was whether I wanted to bring along Holy weapons, like the hand grenade. But I decided no, and I'd leave it as a surprise for the people that haven't seen this card before. You're welcome. Summon Undead. Can summon undead enemies. Can reanimate skeletons when they're defeated. Armored. Drastically reduces physical damage while armored. Use Bash to break and destroy armor. Heal Self. Can restore life to self. Didn't remember that last one, but oh yeah, I remember with the Temperance boss. It was like I threw one of the charges of the hand grenade at her, and she was like cracked down in like a minute. It was very anticlimactic. Okay. Back to the story. Who is she? She laughs, a chilling, hollow sound. By many accounts, I am nobody. Merely a killer for hire. Ask who sent her. Why, the Empire, of course. The necromancer steps closer, fiddling with her bone amulets. You really think you could waltz into an Empire fort and steal those precious mage children away without them noticing? I think a lot of them noticed. There's There's an enticingly high price on your heads, and a high price on mage heads in general. Once I've taken yours, I'll descend into the underneath and collect every last one. I'll be rich! Rich, I tell you! I'll be the richest necromancer in the world. I'll be able to buy so many bones. She is pretty horrible, though, in all seriousness. Ask why she wants to kill those hiding in the underneath. Yeah, aren't you a magic user, too? Can you not feel the winds of time changing? Malaclypse of the Veil. The seers whisper of it. I've no intention of being on the wrong side of history. Do you? Malaclypse grimaces. You are on the wrong side of history, sister. The necromancer smiles. History is penned by the victors, hedge mage. Hedge mage? Hedge mage? Whatever. Now, she readies her staff. The Empire did not gift me lizard man bone dust to waste my time up here while I could be down there spilling mage blood. Does that mean you can summon lizard men skeletons? That'd be interesting. The necromancer raises her arms and the undead crawl out of the earth to surround you. Okay. Okay, you psychopath, bring it on. Bring it on, lady! I am finishing Malaclypse's story. I hope. There she is. Necromancer. The necromancer revels in this land tipping ever more into chaos. Use bash to break through their gruesome armor. Speaking of armor. Oh, she one of them threw grenades. Where's your armor, lady? I thought you were supposed to bring up armor. Seriously. You are the second necromancer I've encountered in this game, and you are also a disappointment. Suddenly, Malaclypse doubles over in pain, clutching his arm. Ira, the cure. You carry Malaclypse through the stone entrance into the underneath. He coughs blood onto his collar. A few steps into the tunnel, you meet Ira. She takes one glance at Malaclypse's face and immediately understands. Malaclypse is as pale as a sheet and his eyes are bloodshot. Ira, please, the potion. She weeps. Oh, Mal, I have lied to you. What? 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 Malaclypse stares in horror, blood leaking from his mouth. What are you saying? She raises a hand to cup his face with the tenderness of a lover. The only cure is removal. The whole limb is infected, Mal. It has to go. Malaclypse begins to sweat through his surcoat. I know this is a very dramatic moment, but I'm just pausing on the word surcoat because I've never seen it before. I'm sorry. He tears up at the bindings of his sleeve to reveal an affliction spreading up his arm. Glowing green pustules encrust his hand and wrist. Yeah, how many of you had guessed that he had caught the blight? All of you? Yeah, that's the thought. The extent of his affliction now gruesomely apparent, he gives a strangled sigh and promptly passes out. Ira unleashes a curved silver dagger from her belt and hands it to you. We don't have much time. I must fetch a blood-binding potion, or he will simply bleed to death. Do not falter. If the corruption spreads to his neck, then he is lost. Then Ira hurries down to the underneath. Into the underneath. You must remove the infected limb for him. The corruption is creeping quickly past his elbow. Oh, joy.
The pendulum is ever changing, and the challenges
Slow
it
and
presents
steady.
change too.
You get multiple chances for this, but I want to see what I can do. Slow and steady. Oh, yes!
Breathe. You have done well.
You get multiple chances to do this. Like if you fail, maybe you won't get multiple chances if you get huge failure. I don't remember. Let's see. Let's see before we continue with this miraculous result of mine. Okay. Precision Gambit, huge success. Let's see. Failure. Oh, that needs to be, failure needs to be filled in, but I'm pretty sure I've seen other people get failure on this, so... Huh. Okay. Well... if you get huge failure, what happens is, quote, Malaclypse groans and slaps at you, his eyes open in deep red, bloodshot, and the player draws a life pain card. It doesn't say anything about the...
I've waited 100 years for my revenge. It appears I must wait 100 more.
I am trying to talk to the audience of this video, dealer, so please, do us a favor and shut up. Doesn't look like huge failure automatically ends the encounter, though. Doesn't say that. I do know that if you fail, I presume the results for failure. I saw someone else do this, and I know that they got multiple chances to do this where they missed, and you know the corruption kept getting going higher and higher, and you know. But if it gets to his neck, well, he's a goner. Yeah, this really needs to be filled out more. Wow. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so you'll get multiple chances if you get a failure. Huge failure, you might still get multiple chances. That's as far as I'm reading. But back to the story. The surgical dagger is impossibly sharp. It cuts cleanly through Malaclypse's arm. Ooh, I'm so sorry, Mal. Through tendon, muscle, and bone. I would not want to do this. Still, your friend does not move. You feel sick to your stomach. Yeah. As you desperately try to staunch the bleeding. At last, Ira arrives, potion in hand. Some days later, Malaclypse comes to. He stares up at the empty healing vials and jars of curative salves that surround his sickbed, and rasps for a flagon? Flagon? What's a flagon? You people in the comments, you look it up. I'm not bothering to look that up right now, but you can look it up in the dictionary. A flagon, whatever that is, of wine. When he is well enough, through sorceries and blood magics you don't quite understand, or plot convenience, Malaclypse is gifted with a new arm! Neat! It glows bright green and is smooth and transparent, like glass. Ooh. Malaclypse flexes his new limb with a sad look on his face. Thank the gods the Empire isn't hunting mages right now, or this would be quite the beacon indeed. Ooh. Oh yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Wait, I thought they were hunting mages. After a few more days, fully supplied with wine and the disgusting caveberry cakes, ubiquitous to the underneath, you both trudge up the tunnel to the surface. Malaclypse is silent as you walk. Ask about his arm. Yeah, how's that feeling? Malaclypse flexes his new glowing limb. It feels stiff and tingles painfully. Ask about the corruption. Yeah, do I want to know how you got that? He grimaces. I made a terrible mistake. It was a plan concocted by a few desperate ones to stop the Empire from culling all of us, but it backfired horribly. Those who didn't die were infected and... He stops himself from telling you something and pats you on the back instead. When you're older, I'll tell you the rest of the story. Hey! ask about the Empire. If it is true that the Emperor himself is consorting with mages to cull mages, then that is a rather flawed and terrifying plan. Yeah. It may all be codswallop, though. Necromancers are known to harbor big heads, unlike the smaller, more humble heads of regular mages like me. You're a sack of lies! Ask what he's going to do now. I could have died. It's a funny thing to think about. Malaclypse runs his new hand across the surface of a powerful spellbook, a parting gift from Ira. I suppose, since it will be difficult to hide this beacon attached to my body, I'll have to abandon the bard disguise. You gain 12 fame. A thought suddenly crosses his mind. Except in taverns. Have you ever seen a mage successfully woo a pretty bar maiden? I haven't. Some things don't change, do they, Malaclypse?
A fitting place to end this tale, with illusions ended and pretense lost.
Not entirely, dealer. Not entirely. Yeah, so that is the end of Malaclypse's story. All that's left is to collect our rewards. Okay. Okay, so forfeit. And now, let's see. Let's unlock the final token. For saving Malaclypse from the corruption, you get the Underneath. Now we have a version we can add to our deck. And you should know, you can do everything in this version of the card that you could do in the companion-specific version, except, you know, visit Ira, because that's plot-related. But, you know, all the other events are the same, and it's very complex. There are lots of if-then, go here, go here. Yeah. So, if you wanted to take a look at that, you can do that still. So I didn't feel so bad about, you know, skipping over it first time. And we also get the Magician! Trophy earned Magician. So, Malaclypse is now a This is what happens when you finish a companion-specific cards, when you finish their story. 1, your companions turn into platinum cards, and Malaclypse the Trickster evolves into, or, upgrades into Malaclypse the Magician! He's all shiny and powerful now. Extra powerful. Yay! And that's the end of Malaclypse's story, and I think I will keep going with these. I'm going to see if I can finish the 4 main companions. Maybe some of the other side companions? Those are actually very new. So, like QB, Katura, and there's another, I think, that I haven't actually found yet. And those are so new that I actually wouldn't mind going into those cards without looking at the wiki first, just to explore them. Yeah. So I think next time I'm going to start on Kolbjorn's cards. So this has been Lupin playing Hand of Fate 2, and remember, if you like this video, remember to do things like press that like button, leave a comment to tell me how I'm doing, consider subscribing to my channel, or just sharing this with your friends on social media. Every little bit helps. And you can also check out some of my other videos and playlists at the end here. And I'll see you guys next time with more of Hand of Fate 2. Bye!